Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmaswarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu Yathagnirdahika Shakti Ramakrishne Stita Hiya Sarva Vidya Swarupam Tam Sharadam Pranamamyaham Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukhaswarupaya Swamine Tapaharine Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Aneka Janma Sampraptah Karma Bandha Vidahine Atma Jnana Pradhanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mannatho Shri Jagannatho Madguru Shri Jagadguruhu Mamatma Sarvabhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let us meditate for a few minutes on the divine blissful form of the all-pervading reality. Let us by all means try to feel the divine contact. To calm the mind, to have a peaceful mind, a focused mind, a pure mind, let us do some simple pranayama. Conscious breathing, rhythmic breathing, deep breathing. Slowly inhale, slowly exhale. As you inhale and exhale, think of positive vibrations, peaceful vibrations, pure vibrations, strong vibrations. They will destroy all the negativity, weaknesses, restlessness, impurities, disturbances in the mind. Slowly breathe out positive, peaceful, and other vibrations. Let us send positive, peaceful, pure vibrations to all people in all directions of the universe. People known to you, unknown to you, but they're all part of your own self. As you meditate, become a witness of your own thoughts. Watch the mind properly. So many distracting thoughts, memories, desires, all will come out, all will pop out. We have to learn to detach from all thoughts, from all pictures and feelings. Slowly, slowly, the mind will become calm, the waves will reduce, like a lamp in a windless place which does not flicker. Your mind will become steady. Let us focus our consciousness in the sanctuary of our heart, and in that temple of our heart is the blissful light of the Atman. That sphere of the light is part of the infinite spirit, Parabrahma Swarupa. And that is pervading the whole universe, in the sun, in the moon, in the stars and the planets. Let us meditate on the Satchidananda Swarupa, infinite existence, infinite consciousness, infinite bliss. Let us think of the good of all people. Let us pray for the well-being of all people. Selfless prayer, universal prayer. Sarvastaratu durgani sarvo bhadrani pashyatu sarvassadbuddhimapnotu sarvasarvatra nandatu. Om asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrutyorma mrutangamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. First Shloka. Tapo Bhikshina Papana Shantanam Vitaraginam Mumukshunam Apekshoyam Atma Bodho Vidhiyate. Tapo Bhikshina Papanam Shantanam Vitaraginam Mumukshunam Apekshoyam Atma Bodho Vidhiyate. Shankara says, I am composing the Atma Bodha or self-knowledge to serve the needs of those who are free from or purified from all the tendencies of the mind, the instincts in the mind, through the practice of tapas, austerities, who are full of peace within, shantanam, who are free from cravings, vitaraginam, but their only desire is to become liberated. Mumukshunam apekshoyam atmabodho vidhiyate. To such people, these teachings will be very, very helpful. That is the first shloka. Now let us chant shlokas number 11 to 20. Please repeat. Panchīkrita Mahabhuta Sambhavam Karma Sanchitam Shariram Sukha Dukkhana Bhogayatanam Pancha Prana Mano Buddhihi Dashendriya Samanvitam Apanchīkrita Bhutottham Sukshmangam Bhoga Sadhanam Anadya Vidya Nirvachya Karanopadhiruchyate Upadhitritayadanyah Atmanamavadharayet Panchakoshadiyogena Tattanmaya ivasthitah Shuddhatma Nilavastradihi योगेन स्फटिको यथा वपुस्तुषादिभिः कोशैः युक्तं युक्त्यवघाततः आत्मानमन्तरं शुद्धं विविच्या तण्डुलं यथा सदा सर्वगतोऽप्यात्मा न सर्वत्रावभासते बुद्धावेवाभासेत स्वच्छेषु प्रतिबिम्बवत् देहेन्द्रियमनोबुद्धिः प्रकृतिभ्यो विलक्षणम् तद्वृत्तिसाक्षिणं विद्यात् आत्मानं राजवत्सदा व्यापृतेष्विन्द्रियेष्वात्मा व्यापारी वा विवेकिनाम् दृश्यते भ्रेषु धावत्सु धावन्निव यथा शशी आत्मचैतन्यमाश्रित्य देहेन्द्रियमनोधियः स्वक्रियार्थेषु वर्तन्ते सूर्यालोकं यथा जनाः देहेन्द्रियगुणान् कर्मान् अमले सच्चिदात्मनि अध्यस्यन्त्यविवेकेन गगने नीलतादिवत् Now let us move forward to Shloka number 48. Last Sunday we were discussing 47 and to some extent 48. We'll complete that today and go to 49. Please repeat 48. Atmaivedam jagat sarvam Atmanonyantra vidyate Mrudo yadvad gatadini Swatmanam sarvamikshate Atmaivedam jagat sarvam Atmanonyanna vidyate Mrudo yadvad gatadini Swatmanam sarvamikshate. What is the basis of all the mud pots, the pans, the flasks and so many things are coming through mud? Entire family of pots, pans and chairs or whatever you make is mud and mud and mud, nothing but they have come from mud, exist in mud and go back to mud. Like the wave which comes from the ocean and lives as water and then just for a few seconds and goes back to its original place called the water. And what is the basis of all the ornaments in the market? It is gold and gold and gold, only Nama Rupa changes. And when there are all the ornaments put into the fire, it becomes only gold, liquid gold, whatever. So just the basis Shankara is using, Atmaivedam jagat sarvam atmano anyat vidyate. The tangible universe is verily the Atman. Nothing whatsoever exists that is other than the Atman. Na anyat vidyate. Try to understand this concept, that everything is coming from the Atman, lives in the Atman and goes back to the Atman. The problem is the upadhis that cover the Atman. which prevent us from seeing the Atman everywhere. The first upadhis is named as Panchakosha, which we just chanted in Sloka number 17, 18, etc. Panchakosha Vivarana. Each one is a upadhi. Like in winter season, when we go into North India, we wear 5 kinds of garments to protect this body. There may be a muffler, there may be a gloves, there may be a cap, there may be 2-3 sweaters, there is a shawl. All these are upadhis only. In Vedanta, the term upadhi is used very funnily also. Sri Ramakrishna uses that highest upadhi example into a onion, ullipai. What is ullipai onion? Full of skin only. Inside that onion there will be bulb. The onion bulb will be there. Over that, a lot of skins. Remove one skin, second skin, third skin, thicker skin, thicker skin, thicker skin, and finally all that goes, only that bulb is there. Just a tiny fellow. Over that upadhis. We are all putting upadhis. That is why meditation, when we say, cut the upadhis, give up the upadhis, give up the attributes that you have given of name and form. Last Sunday I pointed out how the great Maharani Madalasa is telling her own children that he is beyond samsara. Shuddhosi, buddhosi, muktosi, niranjanosi, samsara, maya, parivarjitosi. She is injecting this highest Vedanta into her own babies. The tiny baby is sleeping in the cradle and the Madalasa Maharani is singing the lullaby, Jolipata. She wants her sons to realize the Atman. Vivekananda uses that example in his Colombo to Dharma lectures in India. Look at that great Maharani who is telling her own children, you are pure, Shuddha, you are Buddha, you are Mukta, you are without any anjana, any mark, any stain, you are pure. You are free from the bondages of samsara, samsara, maya, upari, varjitosi. Why are you crying, my child? Crying for what, my child? So out of mud, various kinds of pots and potteries are made. They come out of the mud. Just for a few minutes, as it were, in the universe, they exist as the mud pot. Then finally, in the time comes, they go back to mud. So without mud, all the shapes and forms could not have come about. Without gold, no ornament can be made. So without the Atman, nothing can be there. That is the logical derivation. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Or who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Or in Upanishadic language, Amrutasya Putraha. Child of immortal bliss. Swamiji gives the example on 19 September 1893 in Chicago of a big boat which is thrown over the high billows because of the cyclonic winds. And next moment it is sucked into the yawning chasm. A wreck in nature, suddenly it may hit a big rock in the ocean, it may break into pieces. Is that all our existence? But that is the fact. Thrown over the high billows and drawn into the yawning chasm, the next moment, a simpleton in nature, a mercy of nature. Then there is despair. Vivekananda says there is despair. Why all this? What is all this? What am I doing? No, says Vedanta. You are not a tiny body-mind complex. You are not a combination of material substances and a few molecules. You are the spirit living in the body. Atmani eva atmana tushtaha sthita pragnastadochyate. Krishna says in the 2nd chapter, Sthita Pragna Lakshana. That Sthita Pragna, man of steady wisdom, is happy within his own Atma. Atmani eva Atmanaha. So Shankara is telling here, there is no separate existence for pans and pots apart from the mud or the waves in the ocean. They are same as the water on which they have risen. So too the self alone is the reality which has given shape and life to the world of names and forms. And this truth is rightly understood by the enlightened soul. See the point here? Atmaivedam jagat sarvam atmanon atmanaha anyat na vidyate. Understand this point. Atmaivedam jagat sarvam atmanaha anyat na vidyate. There is nothing other than the Atman. As pots and jars are very clay, cannot be anything but clay. So the enlightened, mrudo yadvad ghatadini swatmanam sarvamikshate. All that is pervaded is the self only. So this bhavam has to be practiced. This attitude has to be practiced. It's not magic, it is not miracles. It's not one day sadhana, it is nirantaram. So the multiplicity that we see, the varieties that we see, the plurality that we see, all this is on what? On a screen called the infinite. The infinite being or the eternal infinite. A film is falling on the screen, the same screen will show so many things. The screen is not affected, but the screen is necessary to see. The cinema, this one light is not falling on the wall. 70 mm screen, they say. Much more it is screen, 100 mm screens have come today. The screen is necessary. Without the screen you cannot see anything. Similarly, without the Atma there cannot be anything. That is the meaning here in the 48th shloka. Next, Shankara goes into another level of Advaita Vedanta. He is speaking about a Jivan Mukta who is liberated in this life. What is the original text says? 49, please repeat. Jivan Muktastu tad vidvan Purvopadhi gunam tyajet Satchidanandarupatvat Bhaved Brahmarakitavat Jivan Muktastu tad vidvan Purvopadhi gunam tyajet Satchidanandarupatvat Bhaved Brahmarakitavat. A Jivan Mukta, Jivan Muktastu tad vidvan, endowed with self-knowledge, gives up the traits of his previous upadhis. Purvaha upadhi gunaha tyajet. And what happens to him? What is the fruit that he gets? Because of his realization, Satchidananda Rupatvat. What is his realization? He is Sat Chit Ananda Swarupaha. He may be living in the body, but that is only one small prarabdha that remains. Prarabdha karma. How prarabdha will come? If he is avatara, Sri Ramakrishna, or Rama or Krishna, he assumes by his own swamayaya. He creates the upadhi, he creates the gunas, and he lives in that. Sri Ramakrishna puts it in Bengali, Pancha Bhute Brahma Pode, he starts crying. Pancha Bhute Brahma Pode. Panchabhuta means the five great elements. That is the universe. Falling into that, Brahman cries like an ordinary baby. Rama cried, seeing the full moon. I want Chandra, I want Purna Chandra. Rama cried. He himself is Purushottama, he is Purna Chandra, but Rama seeing the Purna Chandra, I want it, Chandamama Kavali. Where Chandamama Kavali? Why? How Kausalya Amma will bring Chandamama? She played a trick over him and said, put a big mirror in front of him. That reflection of that Purna Chandra which is up way in the sky came into the mirror nearer to Rama and he is touching it and playing. Sri Ramakrishna also says, Chandamama is everybody's mama. And the Chandamama is in the lake and the fish are playing with the Chandamama. They are jumping over the Chandamama. The full moon, Purna Chandra. So Jivan Mukta is like that. He'll play, he will cry, he will appear like a madman. If somebody comes near, he will kick them. But when children come, he will take them on his shoulder and jump with joy. Children's joy is his Paramanandam. So Sri Ramakrishna was like that. Jivan muktastu tadvidhi purva upadhi gunam tyajet. All the upadhis one by one he discards. What are the 5 upadhis? Annamaya kosha. First fellow. As soon as we get up, this creates problems. Wash me, bathe me, decorate me, brush me, put makeup on me. It demands. It makes you forget everything. So the first upadhi. Then the second upadhi is the imbalance in the energy, pranamaya kosha. Pranamaya is not simply breathing and breathing out. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, all these are subsidiary upadhis in the body. This is yoga psychology. And that alone is not enough. How to use the body and the energy says the mind. Go there, eat there, walk there, talk with them there, see there. The mind is pushing. Sukshma Indriya. Mind is called Shashta Sukshma Indriya. The 6th sense organ, which is a subtle organ. It will use it for sensations of all these organs, sense organs. That is another upadhi. Vijnanamaya kosha, the buddhi, the decisions. Though that is considered very important, that is also but a upadhi only for the Atma. Then Anandamaya kosha, which is filled with ignorance. Anandam with ignorance, with avivekam, agnanam. Behind that is the Atma. Swayam Prakasha Atma. So one by one, Tyajet. Another kind of upadhis they speak, they put it all into 3 boxes. 5 becomes 3. What are they? Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, Karana Sharira. These are upadhis for the Atma. The Jivan Mukta will tyaja, will give up this also. But he is in the body. Like a doll in the showcase. Just a covering. It is there. Vivekananda was like that, Sri Ramakrishna says. A thin, very thin layer of Maya is sitting on his mind because he has come for a purpose from the Saptarishi Mandala. That is one story. The other story is that Shiva himself was born, mother's prayer, Bhuvaneshwari Devi, Vireshwara. So he came in this form of Naranam Indraha Narendraha. So Sri Ramakrishna says, I am seeing a very thin screen on Naren's mind. If that is cut off, and this fellow is dangerous fellow, he will any time go. He will cut that ignorance, that sheath, that covering with his khadga called knowledge, Paramagnanam, which is called Jivan Mukti Gnanam. He will simply cut it off. Any moment he will disappear. Body will just drop off. And cleverly Sri Ramakrishna told other disciples, when Naren is not there, take care of that fellow. Any time he will go. He will leave the body. And the day Naren says, I know who I am, that will be the last day. And that is what happened in Vivekananda's last 2 days. July 4th, 1902, Swamiji passed away. July 2, 1904, Sister Nivedita by accident asked him. Not intentional, suddenly it came out from her mouth. Swami, do you know who you are? It just came out. On 2nd July, Swamiji said, yes, sister, I know who I am. Finished. She felt so unhappy, so unhappy. Why at all in the world I asked this question? And within 2 days, Swamiji left the body. He could not bear it. Body was just a upati. Just throw it off. Swamiji passed away in Belur Math. Within seconds, there is a voice in Madras knocking the door of Swami Ramakrishna called Shashi Maharaj. Swamiji's subtle body says, Shashi, Shashi. Shashi Maharaj is sleeping inside. Shashi, clearly he says, I heard. I thought Naren has come without informing me. Shashi, Shashi, I spat out my body. See? I spat out, ummesen. Like phlegm in my throat, I just spit it out. I spat out my body. He thought it's a dream. Next day morning, telegram comes. At the same time, Naren, his beloved leader, gave up his body. So what is Shankara telling here? Jivan muktastu tadvidhi purva upadhi gunam tyajet. They discard it. Like what? Satchidanandarupatvat bhaved brahmara kitavat. Because of his realization that he is the nature of Sat Chit Ananda Swarupaha, and constantly thinking only of that, he has become that. Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. He verily becomes Brahman. Shankara, another example, common example is like the cockroach becoming a Brahmara. Cockroach becoming a Brahmara. Cockroach is there just in its nest. Then the Brahmara comes, the bee comes, it just stings that fellow and takes it and puts it in its nest. Okay. And because of that intoxicated sting, this cockroach is thinking, I'll become Brahmara, when Brahmara will come, when that bee will come, when that bee will come, and it is becoming a bee in nature. Thinking of that Brahmara, Kitakavat, Bhaved Brahmara Kitakavat, this fellow becomes a, by the time that fellow comes to eat this cockroach, it has become another Brahmara. So like that, a sadhaka becomes Jivan Mukta in this very life. Jivan, while he is living. How is he living then? Just by prarabdha. Maybe another few days or a few years. What is prarabdha? The arrow that you have left, that you have shot from your bow end, this one, it has gone forward. You have no power, no right to bring it back. It is going forward. Depends on the speed. 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 100 years. It is going. You have got only two options. Human beings or the sadhaka has got two options to get out of the future. Now what is present? Anubhavinchal No excuses. He is a yogi, he is suffering. Why is he a real yogi? There are certain People keep on arguing over this ordinary stuff. Ramana Maharshi had cancer in the right hand. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa had cancer in his throat. How do we explain all these? One of our realized Swami Vice President Maharaj was there for 2 years. He was in coma. For us he is in coma, but for him he is in meditation. There is always a smile on his face. They are feeding him through the pipe. Because there is no external this one. Body is there, living. But early mornings, afternoons, he is smiling. Inside joy. Very thrilling. Body is simply lying like a dead body. Life is still there, just for that prarabdha. What are the two options? Sanchita and Agami. 3 karmas are there. Prarabdha karma, Sanchita karma, Agami karma. Sanchita karma, what is in store in the back of your, that quiver, stock. It is there. That you can take away and throw it all at once. Tyajet. No more shooting. No more playing with this world. But Agami, it's one in your hand. Second arrow you are about to put. Then you do some sadhana or some Guru Krupa will come and say, hey, what am I doing? Already I have shot the first one which I cannot back. Why am I doing? So you take that arrow and throw it. It is in your hands. But what is already there? Purva upadi gunatyajet satchidananda rupatvat bhaved brahmarakitavat. Previous upadis, I have already mentioned, Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, etc. The explanation is given here. Body, senses, mind, with which a man identifies himself through Maya prior to his attainment of self-knowledge. Then this Indian example, Indian Purana example, a cockroach when approached by a Brahmara is seized with fear. It constantly thinks of its immortal enemy and is thus transformed into a Brahmara. But the enlightened sage uninterruptedly meditates on the Brahman, existence, knowledge, bliss, Satchidananda Rupatvat, and thus he becomes Brahman itself. A knower of Brahman verily becomes Brahman. So just one more point here. Though the body of the yogi, of the Jivan Mukta is affected, he is just seeing it as just a play. It may be cancer, it can be any vyadhi of the body, prarabdha. For him it is nothing. He will just play with it. Like a dream tiger. What is this prarabdha? For him, what is the effect of this prarabdha? Like a dream tiger. Say you see a tiger in the dream, and the tiger is eating you. Tiger is biting your hand, is bleeding, you are crying in pain. It's mauling you, it's eating the flesh and drinking the blood. Then suddenly the dream breaks. Will you bandage that hand? Has anything happened to the hand when you wake up? Will you run to the doctor? My hand was eaten by a tiger in the dream. He will tell, go to Yaragada. Please check up, something wrong with you. The dream tiger has gone. Where is the dream tiger? Where is the raktam? Where is the pain? All gone. Tyajet. You are in the waking state now. Swami, where is the wound? Now reverse the process. As in the dream state, we cry, we shout, but then we say, what a fool I am. There is no tiger, there was no fear in the waking state. Now go a little other side. From this ordinary waking state to the prapancham, let me attain the highest state, the enlightenment state, or a more experienced state. Then this world is nothing, shunya. This also disappears. What remains? Satchidananda Swarupatvat. Though the body is affected by the prarabdha, The liberated soul says, I am not affected by the bodily disturbances. It's only for the body. Swami Bhuteshanji Maharaj was there, the 12th president of the order, Sharadanji's disciple. Almost Prarabdha is ending, body is becoming very weak, and his assistants, his other sevaks, the general secretary, every senior thought, let us take him to hospital. Then he told, the body is going to the hospital. He is clearly telling his sevaks, the body is going to the hospital. Do what is required for the body, but the soul is here in Belur Math. I am leaving it here. That was his last message. He did not come back. Body gone. He says, take the body. Do what you want to operate, you want to cut, you want to paste, you want to stitch. He's playing. The Atma is in Belur Math. These are some of the bright stars, silent stars of the Ramakrishna order. So, he says here, he is the one who through his self-realization has become completely free from ignorance, avidya. See, Jivan muktastu tad vidvan, that vidvan, purva upadhi gunams tyajet, that is the avidya, even while he lives in the body, which continues to exist as long as the prarabdha lasts. That's all. The speed, maybe a few more months. That Jivan Mukta, that Vidwan, is the one of the fortunate few. In mystical language it is told, it is called mystic death. In Christianity the word is used as mystic death. The body is just left out. Or it is just weighing on a small thread, just holding there. What is that mystic death? The death of his personal limited individuality. Personal limited individuality. Just for that sake. For the Jivan Mukta, there is no question of the three upadhis. I repeat again, the three upadhis, what are they? Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, Karana Sharira. These are upadhis. He is, who is the knower of Brahman, becomes Brahman, or the worm becoming the wasp, or the cockroach becoming the Brahmara. Swamiji says in his lectures that one small passage is there. Trailing clouds of glory we come. Trailing clouds of glory we come. Not all of us come as trailing clouds of glory. Some of us come as trailing black fogs. There can be no question about that. But every one of us comes into this world to fight as on a battlefield. We come here weeping to fight our way as well as we can, and to make a path for ourselves through this infinite ocean of life. Forward we go, having long ages behind us and an immense expanse beyond. So on we go till death comes and takes us off the field, victorious or defeated, we do not know. And this is Maya. Maya means a kind of upadhi. What is not there, thinking that it is there, is a covering. Like Sri Krishna behaving like a Balagopala. The Parabrahman behaving like that, just for fun. And he is eating mud. Krishna is eating mud. Yashodama gives him two knocks on his head, pulls him, drags him, opens the mouth. What is he seeing? Brahmanda, Vishwarupa in his tiny mouth. So infinite existence in the tiny body. Similarly, in this tiny body is that infinite existence. Satchit Ananda, as Shankara puts it. Satchidananda Swarupatvat. constantly thinking of that Swarupa, like the Brahmara, like the cockroach becoming a Brahmara, the sadhaka becomes a Jivan Mukta. That is the meaning of 49th shloka. Then the freedom comes. Freedom from all the upadhis. More in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.